So industrialization and software development is in two main areas. One area where we can be more rigorous in, and so apply things like collaboration and workflow to areas like issue management and effort management. And another area that we can be more innovative in, so areas like requirements or design or coding. And in that, the trend is, like the age-old alchemists that were trying to turn lead into gold, is to try and turn other things into code. And so that's been through the hype cycle over the past number of years. And I think what we're doing is we're coming out of this trough of delusionment up through this escalation to finally getting some productivity out of that trend. So in the technology enablers, there's a couple of parts of this. There's Eclipse and a lot of the things that's happening around the Eclipse modeling framework, and a lot of things that are happening around the models that Eclipse allows us to use. And the other is around Visual Studio. There's a lot that's in there. Things aren't moving as fast around Visual Studio, but it's not as open and it's not as shared. So we're still seeing a lot of capabilities through that. What we're really seeing is things moving from general languages like C# or Java or UML to more specific languages. So the example is these general languages, they're more like a big workbench with a lot of tools in there. And the specific, domain-specific languages are really more like a drill, right? Where what you've got is you've got a very powerful tool for a specific purpose in a specific context, like drilling holes. It can be used for other things like putting in screws or mixing up paint. But what we really want is we really want developers to look at their entire workbench and say, you know what, I need a more powerful drill. So the business drivers here are in a couple areas. They're to be more productive, to be able to, or to have to create and maintain less code, and to make testing easier. The challenges from the trend come from where we were in this peak of expectations, and certain elements of that, like case tools, we can still see the crater of that from here. Other more recent things like MDA, as defined by the standards bodies, we found just isn't able to scale. So we're being more realistic in our expectations now. It's a good time because SOA is really taking a lot of the hype, and these domain-specific languages can get on with being more productive, kind of under the radar. So there's some real good examples of that today. A lot of that ties into the idea of software factories, where what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring assets and people and tools and methods all together to be able to put something together. And we've got great examples of that today in a lot of our industry groups. The other examples are around Eclipse today and in open source. We've got a lot of things around the Eclipse modeling framework that are going to be taking us forward. And then also there's a number of domain-specific languages that have evolved over the past number of years that I think we can pick and apply to today's world. So that the trends are in trying to get small improvements today and build that into larger opportunities. So for custom development, that's a lot of the repetitive things we do around creating these master detail screens over and over again. So in package development areas like SAP and Oracle, it's all about helping that configuration process. So the takeaway here is to be able to focus on specific areas that we can be productive, that we are able to generate some code as part of this development process, that we should look for lots of small opportunities to apply this, and then look for those opportunities over time to grow to be part of the overall development cycle.